Welcome back.
We're back.
How are you?
Yeah.
We missed ya.
Yeah, we missed the nobodies who watch.
Well, we don't know. We missed our little FBI agent that's watching us.
Hi, Ryan!
Hi, Ryan.
Ryan's not the FBI agent. Ryan's the only person I know who's probably going to watch this. If it looks like it's raining or hailing, it's not. It's the tree. It's dropping blossoms everywhere.
A horrible fucking tree.
Everywhere.
We're here to smoke and yap with y'all.
We're here to smoke and yap.
We have some fun stories. So y'all, I know we might sound fucking weird and cringy in the beginning. Don't you dare click off this damn video. I will find you. I will. Okay, so show them what we have. Show them what we have.
Oh, the blunt.
The blunt. So we decided to just smoke a little bit and talk to you guys because why the fuck not? And I see a lot of these videos are really fun.
And them bitches don't be talking about shit. No offense.
Right. But I'm somebody who loves to sit and listen to people fucking smoke and yap, especially Green Mama. Green Mama is my favorite, and she lives in Washington too. Like what? But yeah, I see a lot of these videos and I feel like there's not enough of them, and so why not make our fucking own?
Yeah.
YOLO.
I mean,
YOLO. And we already know this video will never get monetized because we're smoking, so...
that's fine, because we don't have any fucking subscribers anyway.
Right.
So it reminds me, hit the button.
Hit it, y'all. Hit it.
Hit the button. Hit the button.
Hit it like that. I don't know.
Okay, anyways, I'm Stormy.
I'm Natalie.
And we are sisters.
We're 12 years apart. If you can't tell.
Almost 13.
By a month.
Our life lately, my life sucks. I've been unemployed since February. I haven't had a car for 6 months. And I think about deleting myself every day.
Future plans, I'm going to school. I just want to say I'm going to school for psychology. If anybody has advice, please give it. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I know I'm going to go for psychology. It's going to be my major. But I don't know what branch I'm going to be going in, you know. I think I want to either work as a school counselor or damn, I just had it. I want to work either as a school counselor or as a therapist.
I mean, realistically, all I've ever wanted to do with my life is work with animals, but I destroyed my life when I was a teenager and I never went to school to be able to do those things. So now I'm just hoping money falls out of the sky so that I can just like buy a little bit of property and make a homestead and have my little animals.
Weird dreams we've had.
So, because of my living situation, a couple weeks ago, I've been at risk of having to possibly rehome my dog and my cats, which is not cool with me at all because they're literally like the air I breathe.
Yeah. And
I had a dream that I traded my dog for a corgi, and I named the corgi Tyr, which is my dog's name, Tyr. And it wasn't even a whole day, and I was so distraught and depressed that I made my aunt go and steal my dog back. And I woke up shook. Like, I woke up in distress.
Like, where the fuck is my dog?
Literally, like, all I could think about was, like, where the fuck is Tyr? I did not like that.
I had a weird dream fucking about a week or two ago, that my boyfriend went to jail. And me and my boyfriend have been together for like 2.5 years now. And fucking, I had this dream the other day that it was like way in the future, and like his parents were old, my parents were old, and our whole family was together on this giant ass piece of property. It like, not gonna lie, it looked like a plantation. It was scary. And fucking, there was this big ass white house with this big ass front and back lawn. It was like rectangle shaped. And basically in the dream, I was sitting there with his mom at the table inside, and like everybody's getting ready to go, everybody's in their vehicles. She was there, he was in her car trying to get ready to go.
I had a car?
Yeah. It was a black Jeep, but not her.
Oh.
A nice one. But you had your car, and fucking everybody's trying to leave, everybody's getting ready to go. My parents are in their car, and then I'm sitting there with my boyfriend's mom at the table. I'm at the, like, we're sitting like at a table by the front door for some reason, and it's in the house, and we're sitting there, and there's like a bathroom right behind me. Like the door is literally facing me. It's like 4 feet from me, right behind me. And so she has like her Apple Watch on, and then she tells me to take it off. Like, it was loosely on her wrist. It was just sitting on her wrist. It wasn't like strapped in or anything. It wasn't closed. It was just sitting on her wrist. And so she asked me to grab it and check it. And so I grab it, and it says that somebody texted her saying Ryan got arrested. And I was like, oh. And so I fucking run to the bathroom, and I grab my phone, and he sent me a snap, and it was basically saying, I'm at the bank, I'm out to cash a couple of checks, and then I'm gonna be coming back, and then we can leave, because it was like we were going for like vacation, only here for like 2-3 weeks, and it was time to leave. And so found out that he got, like, in the dream, he got arrested for bouncing checks, and he was like, he had stolen while we were at the mansion or whatever alone. He had got $200,000 worth of bounce checks while he was out there.
Interesting.
And they caught him because he was using his own bank and his personal bank account.
I'm dead. No, that's crazy. I've only ever had a dream about one boyfriend, and that was Kevin. And it was when we were together, and it was one of the most vivid and terrifying dreams that I had ever experienced. I remember I was sleeping in, we had the apartment, and he was in the living room, right? But like, I woke up from this dream, and all I could do was I immediately ran out into the living room and just like started holding him, because I had a dream that he died in a car accident, and that because he hid me from everybody, I wasn't allowed to his funeral. I wasn't allowed to say goodbye, or I wasn't left with it. I didn't get any, like, nothing. Nobody cared about me. How sad.
That's horrible.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Ouija board stories, my favorite.
Okay. So, Ouija boards. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be Ouija board stories. Paranormal stuff.
Paranormal stuff. Still,
Ouija board
favorite
stories. Okay.
Favorite topic.
Favorite topic, but she wouldn't play the Ouija board with me last night.
Cause that's scary as shit. Every single time without fail, I use a Ouija board. I've only used one 3 times. I've only used one once with her, but every single time I use one without fail, it fucking works, and it terrifies me. I used one at Dean's house, and a spirit tried to trick us, and I don't want to play again because of that, because it was terrifying. Because this is a story I can tell real quick. Me and my friend Dean, my best friend Dean, we were playing Ouija board at her house, and
shout out Dean.
Literally, shout out, I love you, bitch. But we're playing, and she says out loud in the middle of us trying to talk to ghosts, she says out loud, my house used to be a daycare. And I was like, Dean, you can't tell them that. And she was like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, the spirit talking to us saying, oh, I'm 4 years old, I don't know my name, da 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 da. And I just felt like this sinister energy. I was like, no, Dean, say goodbye. We're not doing that. Ever since then, Dean has had a lot more, well, everybody in her house has had a lot more paranormal experiences, because I'd be seeing fucking faces in the window in the bathroom, I'd be hearing voices. It's creepy as hell. It's just been like an uproar.
I don't really use the Ouija board anymore. You can have one. It's cool to bring out at certain times, as long as everybody's cool with it. Most people aren't, which is a great thing. Be cautious. You should. Paranormal stuff is scary. The house that we grew up in was haunted. There was like this
shit.
There was this like really sinister energy in this house. Now the house that we lived in, look, there's a little jumping spider. Oh, it's a fly. Never mind.
It felt like it cursed every single one of us, because all of our lives were fucking horrible, depressing, and while we were in that house. Once she got out, she was doing fucking great. Literally.
So okay, the house that we lived in had like this really dark, sinister energy. The house was, before we lived in it, was a meth lab and a puppy mill. And we know people, the neighborhood that we lived in is a neighborhood that my family's lived in since the 80s. So like, we knew everybody there. There were people who used to like live in that house, or used to hang out in that house, who know of several unalivings that happened in that house, in the basement. Our dogs, like when we first moved in, this was before she was born, like my mom found out that she was pregnant with Natalie when we were just moving into this house.
Yeah.
And so our dogs used to stand at the top of the stairs and just bark and growl down the stairs. They were terrified of going down there. Is crazy. But so my Ouija board story is, I have had contact with this spirit multiple times. I felt like he resided in my bedroom. Now, my bedroom previously was my grandfather's bedroom. So like, when I was never used to it, there was always this, in the far corner of the room was the only corner of that room that for some reason would break out with black mold. And I would always have to fucking scrub the wall and clean the wall, and it would
be horrible. Like, there were other parts of the house that got a couple sprinkles of it, but it would be so fucking bad on that wall for no reason.
Literally, like, the whole upper corner of the ceiling would just be pitch black within just a couple of days. So like, and I'm not saying that black mold means you have bad spirits or whatever in your house. Okay?
It's just unusual that it was growing that fast.
What was unusual is once the first time I used the Ouija board in that house, and I made contact with the spirit, he said that he lives in that corner. Like, that's the corner that he sits in and watches me. Now, my grandma, my deceased grandma, she passed away when I was 8, but we were just talking about her off camera, but she was a medicine healer, and she was very much like into learning all sorts of things. She worked for the tribe here in Washington, but she was into like Buddhism and just learning about all religions, right? Well, my grandma had a handmade dream catcher that she had always had, and it was handed down to me, and so like I've always had it. And I had it hanging near that corner, and every now and then it would just start twisting, just like twirling. And that was him fucking with it. He said that dream catcher prevented him from messing with my dreams, but that he used to mess with your dreams and Oyster's dreams. And it made a lot of sense to me, because when Natalie was a baby, like a fresh baby, she used to have these random like nightmares. Like, we're talking like 6 months old, probably around that time.
Why didn't I know this?
Like, I remember one night, me and my mom were watching TV together, and Natalie was sleeping, and then all of a sudden, she's sleeping, and she starts crying and screaming, and she's still sleeping. Like, it was very fucking creepy. But once he said this to me, again, through the Ouija board, which, if you've ever used a Ouija board, they don't just outrightly say things to you. You have to, like, piece it together. So it's like, he said dreams. And I'm like, okay. So he does something trying to fuck with people through their dreams. Our dog, Oyster, used to always stare at this one spot in the living room. And she used to stare at the same spot when she was a baby. Like, just randomly. It was right above the window in the living room, and they would just stare up there. There was nothing up there. There was anything on the wall. Nothing. It's just a window and wall. That spirit destroyed my best friend's life, and that is my theory. So, me and my best friend when I was a teenager, he's like, we call him our brother. So, like, sometimes you'll hear us talk about our brother, and that's my best friend. Like, we're not actually related, but, like, he's way more than a friend. And, that spirit, one night, okay, me and Scotty had made contact with the spirit a few times on the Ouija board, and Scotty, like, believed in that stuff, but he was always, like, aggressive about it. Like, he'd talk shit to spirits, and you're never supposed to do that. You don't antagonize them. And one night, it was the first time me and him did it alone, with a homemade Ouija board. And we were trying to talk to the spirit, and what we were using for a planchette, I think it was just a shot glass, but we were like trying to make contact, and we weren't getting any contact, but we had our hands on the glass, and then all of a sudden the glass like flew out from underneath our hands and off of the board and just smashed up against the wall. Our friend AJ, rest in peace, was there. He was terrified of the Ouija board. He was just sitting off in the distance watching. He jumped up and ran the fuck out of that house. Ran the fuck out of that house. But that night, Scotty left. And I remember he called me that night when he got home and said that he felt like something was watching him, and that when he was walking back to his apartment, he could feel somebody walking behind him. And at one point, he turned around and he saw what looked like the silhouette of like an old cowboy. And literally within weeks of that, Scotty went from being my best friend, having his first child on the way, to being heavily addicted to heroin, and ruined his entire life. And we had always promised each other that we would never do stuff like that. Like, we had dreams. We wanted to go to culinary school. We wanted to open a restaurant together. Like, all sorts of shit. And then all of a sudden, after that night, just completely changed as a person. And I've always felt like Alex did something to him. I was skeptical about Ouija boards until I was using a Ouija board, and the girl, I didn't know her at all. I had just met her. Scotty was forcing us to hang out because she was jealous of me and Scotty hanging out all the time, I guess. And so, like, we were just starting to hang out together, and we were using the Ouija board, and I got freaked out, and I kind of wasn't participating. And then she said that there was a man there who said he was my grandfather. And I was like, my grandpa Russell, because other grandpa was still alive at the time. And he just said, Tweety Bird. And the last and only memory I have of my grandpa Russell was of him showing up and getting into a fight with my dad. And he bought me a Tweety Bird ice cream bar from the ice cream truck.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I wasn't even touching the Ouija board.
I have a story. She, for some reason, doesn't really remember this, but me, her, and my best friend Dean actually played the Ouija board at her apartment. And I remember it was like 3, 4 in the morning. It was late as fuck. And we were all up and couldn't go to sleep. And so we were smoking, like, why not? And so we laid it out on the fucking the coffee table in the living room, and we laid it out. I sat kind of like on the couch on the floor. She sat on the other side of the table. You did. And I sat next to Dean, and we played, and we started talking to the spirit that said it was like 500 something years old, like super fucking old. I was telling you this again too last night. You still look surprised. And so we were talking to this hella old spirit, and then we asked it a bunch of questions, and it said that I died on the Titanic when I was 17 in my past life, and that Stormy was my mom in a past life, and me and Dean were sisters.
See, I just don't know about Ouija boards telling you or spirits telling you your past life.
Like, it was weird as fuck, because we were playing and we just kept asking it questions, and it kept telling us this shit, and I was like, what the fuck?
It says, while the Ouija board has a history rooted in the spiritualist movement, its connection to past lives is more about the potential for exploring the subconscious and accessing personal history rather than literal communication with past lives.
Interesting though, because it just like, and something weird about it saying that I died on the Titanic is my whole life I've been fascinated by the Titanic, but also fucking terrified of it. I don't remember my first one, but I remembered this time when I was getting ready for, I was like in middle school, and I was getting ready for school, and I had like 20 minutes till I had to leave, but I was already all ready. And so I have grabbed my bag, and I'm getting ready to, I was gonna walk to the bathroom and like freshen up, and then I was gonna go sit down in the living room until I had to walk to the bus stop. And I'm fucking walking past the bathroom, and the way our hallway was, like the hallway, you could see right into the bathroom and you could see right into the shower, because the shower was like on the back side of the wall. And when I walk by, the light's off, but the door's open and the curtain's open, and there's a little bit of light coming in from the curtain in the window that's in the shower, and there's a little bit of light, and then I just see shampoo bottle, and I'm fucking walking by, I see the shampoo bottle fly to the other side of the fucking shower, conditioner fly to the other side of the shower, and then the body wash starts to fly to the other side of the fucking shower, like something was throwing it towards the other wall. And so I grabbed my fucking backpack and I went to the bus stop 25 minutes early. I was scared as fucking shit.
Okay. Same spirit, Alex, that's what we call him.
I hate saying his name.
Yeah. I was asleep in my room, right? It's the middle of the night. My bedroom door was always closed. Always. So, I thought I was in there alone. And then I'm like starting to fall asleep and I feel something like pressure on the end of my bed. And I assumed it was my cat Esme. And so I start patting on the bed and then she's not coming to me. So I sit up and I see the impression of something sitting on the corner of my bed, but there's nothing there.
Oh, hell no.
And I literally just threw the fucking covers over my head and just laid there until I fell asleep.
Oh, hell no.
I couldn't function. Like,
I wouldn't know. I would self-destruct in that moment. Oh
I
my
have
God.
one of my worst fears in life, and it comes from scary movies, I'm pretty sure. But like, one of my worst fucking fears is to be thinking I'm in bed alone, right? And then to roll over and come face to face with something. I don't know why it's in my head, but I think about it all the time, and the thought of it freaks me the fuck out.
Okay, so we have plenty of footage.
I better not look like Shrek. She's responsible for uploading this one. I'm not doing it.
So you might see this in a couple days. But we want to say thank you for watching. If you made it this far, today was really a really interesting and fun video. I had a lot of fun talking about this because these are some good ass stories that we wanted to share for a while. At least I did.
And we will share your stories too if you want to leave them in the comments. We talk about some of your stories.
We can also put the email that we have set up for this YouTube in there, so you can email us, and it'll be in the description. You can email us any stories that you might have and we can share them. Let us know if you want to be anonymous or not. And yeah,
be friends with us.
Yeah,
we're awesome.
So, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, night, whenever you're watching this, and thanks for smoking with us, of course, and we'll see you next time. Bye.